So today the continuation of organisms in environment. So there is a special heading given which is environment. What is the definition of environment? Definition of environment is the first point. Sum total. Sum, when you write sum, you must write down this sum. SYME sum, don't write. SUM sum. Sum total of biotic and abiotic components. Sum total of biotic and abiotic components is called environment. Is called environment, not necessary, but known as environment. Sum total of biotic and abiotic components. Interaction between these two is called environment. Always all the organisms included under the biotic components. Bio means life, living. Abio means non-living. Light, temperature, water, rainfall, all these things. So beautiful definition. Very beautiful definition. Sum total of biotic and abiotic components refers to environment. So it has got very good influence on the organisms. That's why they are being affected or they are being satisfied with the environmental conditions. When they are favorable, every organism is happy of that. But when they are unfavorable, over rain, earthquakes, natural calamities also there. So at that time, we are sufferers. All living organisms are sufferers. But anyhow, this is the definition. Any component of environment that influences the organism any component of environment. See, this is another definition. That influence the organisms. They have an influence on organisms. Is called environmental factor. Is called environmental factor. That is the difference between environment and environmental factors. So on which the definition is given, we should underline them. Environment, that is the definition. This is environmental factor, this definition, second point. So there are mainly three environmental factors. How many environmental factors are there? Three. Three environmental factors are there. What are they? Let us describe all the three. A. Under the point 3, subheadings are there. First of all, climatic factors. Climatic factor. What is climate? The weather surrounding the individual or organism is called climate. That is the difference between climate and weather. So the climatic factors such as weather conditions, like they are all come under the climatic factors. Weather conditions like what? Simply you can write down weather conditions around the individual or climatic factors. But you can also mention here like light, temperature, pressure, humidity, moisture. Humidity means moisture in the atmosphere. Now, this atmosphere you see now outside, it is very sweaty, congested. So that sunlight also is not that much bright. So that atmosphere is very worst atmosphere, humidity. So humidity and rainfall, precipitation. For rainfall, this term is used. You must cultivate, you must habituate this term, precipitation. If you want, you can write the meaning of precipitation in the bracket, rainfall. These are the climatic factors. First environmental factors are the climatic factors. They greatly influence the organisms. Definitely, no doubt. If severe rainfall is there, floods occur. So many organisms are swept away along with the floods. That we are already experienced. We have seen so many number of times. And B, topographic factors. Topography generally we use in the usage also. Topographic factors means, suppose for example if you go to Araku, in Visakhapatnam hill station is there, Araku, Lambasingi, Andhra, Kashmir. When we visit those hill stations, generally we feel that beautiful topography. We say that, oh, beautiful topography, beautiful landscape, like that we describe. So generally this is used in the usage, common usage also. Topographic factors means the surface features of the earth. Surface features. What are the surface features? Like elevation, and depression, up and downs. So elevation means top, and at the same time in some area if you go there, it will be again get down. So elevations and up and downs, simply you can write up and downs on the earth's surface. So these are all surface features. And lastly, the edific factors. Edifology means study of soil. Edific factors. Edific factors means factors regarding soil. These are soil related factors. Factors which are soil related are the edific factors. These three are the environmental factors. What are the soil factors? Texture of the soil, pH of the soil, acidity of the soil, granule size of the soil, and percolation capacity of soil. Percolation means water holding capacity. These are all come under the soil factors. Study of soil refers to edifology or pedology. So this is more about the that is given environment under that heading. Now then, habitat and niche, that is discussed here. Next heading is habitat. First let us take the habitat of the environment. In the environment there are for example, fish living in a pond. First example is fish in a pond. Habitat, this is linked with medium also. Where it lives, the living place of organism is called habitat. If you want the definition, you can write down here. The living place where the organism lives, the living place of organism is called habitat. That is said by Adam said that it is address. Habitat is also the analogy used by the Adam regarding habitat. That is address of the individual. So living place. Fish in a pond, first example. Lion in a forest. So for this, what are the medium? This is given for 2 marks question. So habitat and medium of the following. So this is today's first 2 marks question. And lion in a forest. Lion in a forest. Here fish in a pond. What is the medium around the fish? Water. Aquatic, because fish is aquatic organism. The medium is water. Here around the lion in the forest, what is the medium? Air. So these two are media and these two are habits. Pond is a habitat for the fish. Forest is a habitat for the lion. But their medium, this is water medium and this is air medium. This is given for 2 marks question. So carefully see the question bank also, you can come across this. Because 2 marks question, weightage of ecology, yesterday I forgot to give 8 plus 2, 1 8 marks question and 1 2 marks question. 8 plus 2 is equal to 10, last unit. At the time of unit itself you write down like that, so that you can easily remember. At the against the chapter you write down the weightage. Again I will tell you. Okay, 4 plus 2, 4 plus 4 is equal to 8, first unit. Second unit, 8 plus 4 plus 2 plus 2, that is 16 marks. Third unit, 4 plus 2 plus 2, 8 marks. And fourth unit, animal diversity 2, 4 plus 4, 8 marks. Fifth unit, locomotion, reproduction and protozoa, 8 plus 2, 10 marks. 4 plus 4 plus 2, that is equal to 10 marks. Yesterday's paper, if you see, recent examination paper, transverse binary fission and paramecium and types of pseudopodia. These 2 4 marks questions are given as far as the locomotion reproduction is concerned. Okay, and like that, line in a forest, that is air medium. And the sixth unit also 16 marks, 8 plus 4 plus 2 plus 2. So 4 marks question, hypertrophy, hyperplasia. Distinguish between hypertrophy and hyperplasia is given for 4 marks question. 8 marks question, life cycle of Plasmodium in man. Already when I described, definitely you are sure to get your seniors, your sisters also, I told them, definitely you will get the essay question on Plasmodium vivax. Don't, any question you can leave, but don't escape the Plasmodium vivax. Don't try to abandon. Always read the Plasmodium. Forever evergreen question, essay question. That is already I told all to them, and then they got it also. Okay. So like that. Last unit 8 plus 2, that is 10 marks. 8 marks question also given. Temperature. Describe the temperature. Write an essay on temperature as an ecological factor. That is the essay question. In the question bank also it is given. Temperature and water. There are only 2 questions are there, because the rest of the questions are deleted. Now onwards I will start which topics are deleted and so far not deleted. So at the time of coming to the next point, next chapter, definitely I will tell you deletions also. So line in a forest, medium is air, like that. Then they have given niche. Even for example, third habitat also you can note down here. What is that? For many bacteria, microbes and worms, helminth worms like roundworms, etc. Our intestine is a very good habitat. So it can accommodate so many pathogens also. It gives accommodation for pathogen. Intestinal parasites are there, Entomobacillus litica, Ascaris lumbricoides. We have 2 intestinal parasites. Even typhoid, Salmonella typhi also lives in the small intestine of man. So these 3 are the habitats, intestine also. Now niche. What is meant by niche? Already I have given functional status of the organism. Functional status of organism is called niche. Simply write down that analogy used by Odum, profession. For niche, the term used by Odum is profession. For habitat, the term used by Odum, address. So in the brackets you keep them, address for habitat, profession for niche. Already I have given this animal ecologist, famous animal ecologist Odum. So niche, functional status of the organism is niche. For example, rose bush. You take the example rose bush. Rose bush is a best example for the explanation of niche. Rose bush generally lives, rose bush means our rose plants, gulabi mokkalu, that rose bush. It is a primary producer. Why it is primary producer? This is a plant. That's why it is a primary producer. So it is actually in our backyard. In our backyard, a small mini ecosystem is there. Very small ecosystem is there. This is a shrub, Rose bush means it is a shrub, not herbs, shrubs and trees are there among the classification of plants. So this is a shrub. So this rose bush can prepare food by photosynthesis. That's why it is a producer using sunlight, preparing carbohydrates also, and give shelter and food. Food and shelter also given to consumers. Food and shelter given. That's why a mini ecosystem is formed. Food and shelter provided to what? Aphids. There are insects provided to aphids. Aphids are the insects. Aphids should be underlined. They are the insects. So that is about the niche. So this is the functional status of organism. What function is carried by rose bush? The functional status of this organism is photosynthesis using sunlight, and also providing food and shelter to the aphids. Like that, a food chain is formed in that area. So consumers, aphids are consumers. What consumers? Herbivores. Herbivores are the first consumers. Okay, they feed on the cell sap of the rose bush and also lives on the rose bush. That's why shelter is on the rose bush. Food also is obtaining from the rose bush. So this is about the niche. Now ecological components. Let us take this. Ecological components are ecosystem components. Ecosystem components in which biotic components have been included, abiotic components, biotic components not included. So out of ecosystem components, the most important components included in the syllabus, abiotic components. Abiotic components. But for the sake of need, we have to describe everything: food chain, food web, energy flow, and the ecosystem. They all must be discussed. But let us take even an NCERT book also. Headings are not given, but we are keeping headings. Abiotic components. In the beginning itself, it is there. Abiotic components, in which it is of two types. Abiotic components are two types. Physical and chemical components are there. Abiotic factors are two types: physical and chemical. Physical components are what are they? Light, temperature, pressure, soil pressure. They come under the physical factors of the abiotic components. Soil pressure. So these four things we will discuss. Actually 5 abiotic components we have to discuss. Out of 5, 4 included under the physical factors regarding abiotic components. Chemical factors of abiotic components are O2, CO2, water, and mineral nutrients. Simply say minerals. Mineral nutrients. So in this only this is discussed. Double underlined, I think. Because all these 4 are discussed, and this is totally 5 abiotic factors we discuss. In this, the most important essay questions, 8 marks question for IPE examination: temperature and water. So recently temperature has been given and water is there. In population interactions also 8 marks question is there. Next chapter, that is. In the ecology again, next one. So let us take this light, temperature, soil pressure. First of all, we should take the first abiotic factor, light. I will give you one by one the points. Availability of light varies from area to area. In oceans, suppose deep oceans, no light is available. Even in the forest also, herbs and shrubs do not get light. They live under the herbs and shrubs, for example, take. But before that, what we say is, what is the source of light? Universal source of light is sun. Everybody knows about this. So light is linked to temperature. The availability of is linked with the temperature also. These two are, because both have the same source. Sun is the source for both light and temperature. So universal source of light and temperature. You write down like this for both, because both are linked together. When severe light is there, temperature is also more. So sun. Universal source of light and temperature is sun. So these two are linked together. Herbs and shrubs, for example, forest area. Herbs and shrubs in forest area. You have to write that this is not an essay question, but from this 2 marks questions, recent IPE paper, one 2 marks question is given from this light. The last heading, ultraviolet rays, that is given. What are the uses of benefits of ultraviolet rays to the mankind? UV rays. If you turn the page, right side page, you go to that last one. That is UV rays. That is given. Advantages only asked. Killing bacteria on the surface of the body and preparation of vitamin D using sterols in the skin. These two are the benefits. Those two sentences only you have to write for that. UV rays. Your sisters, that is second year, our SSV Anushka, all, Vajayasri, everybody attempted that question. So herbs and shrubs live under low light conditions live in shadows under tall trees. Under tall trees with low light conditions. This should be mentioned. Light is there, but low light conditions, not intensive light is not available. So this sentence is also very, very important. For statement type question, generally when you think of plants, sunlight is must. But the following plants can live under low light conditions. That is the bit. So herbs and shrubs in the forest area, not in the open area. In the open area there are so many herbs and shrubs. They are in severe light conditions they live. But this is low light condition. You should underline this phrase, low light conditions. And then in deep oceans, light is not available. Light availability is not there. So darkness is prevailing. Light is not available in the deep oceans. That should be added. But some spectral light is available. Not all the spectral light. Spectral light, VIBGYOR. VIBGYOR is the 7 light factors are there. Violet, indigo, blue, green, orange, red, yellow and red. Yellow, orange and red. That is VIBGYOR. So they are available. So deep oceans light is not available, but spectral component is available. One of the components. That's why only spectral component, of course, details not mentioned, is available for those deep sea plants like red algae, brown algae, etc. So this is about the light factor introduction. Okay. Now the effect of light as an environmental factor, light as an ecological factor, influence of light on the organisms. Let us see. Influence of light on the organisms. Put a heading now. Biological effects, you can also say biological effects of light on the organisms or influence of light on organisms. This is the heading. Next heading. Every line is important for statement type questions. As far as NEET is concerned, I am taking care of this topic, light, as far as NEET is concerned. So it is there in this. Of course, limited amount of description is given, but we are giving in details. Influence of light on organism. First, effect of light on pigmentation of skin. On pigmentation of skin. This is the first heading. Very important point this is for MSET as well as NEET. You write MSET also, because BVSC don't underestimate it. Bachelor of Veterinary Science means veterinary doctor. You are becoming a doctor of cattle, sheep, goat. Pasulu, Gorelu, Makulu antam kada villages lo. There. Veterinary doctor should take care of. Every village veterinary hospital is there. In your final year itself, BVSC final year, 4th year itself, the appointment order will be given to you. Such a job guarantee is also there. This is a gazetted officer post, government post. All veterinary posts are government. Even dairy farm also you will be appointed. Visakha Dairy is here. You can appoint it as a so scientist also. There are so many opportunities. Animal husbandry directors he will become. So don't ignore and underestimate the BVSC also. So on pigmentation of skin is there. So suppose for example caves. In cave dwelling organisms, in cave dwellers, you take the example cave dwellers. Cave means generally Barra caves we know about during when we pass on to Araku. On the way we can cross this Barra caves. Cave means in the caves no sunlight is available, so that's why dark conditions are prevailing. When the dark conditions are prevailing, so sunlight affects on the skin. Even if you stay in the sun for days together, working at some working area, for example, you are going to construct a house, there you are there. Every day you are exposing to sun, so your skin becomes dark, tanning. So that's why in cave dwellers, darkness is prevailing. During this dark prevailing low light conditions, the less pigmentation of the skin is there. Pale colored skin will be developed. Pale colored skin means light skin color, not dark skin color. Skin will be developed. And eyes are also closed, become blind. When light is available, eyes are working. When the light is not there, even for human beings also, for example, you are sitting in the drawing room, in our living room, halls, keeping a TV and everything like that, screen is there. We are all witnessing some picture or something. Meanwhile, current is off. Current is gone away. So, even you have eyes. If you want to light the candle or go for that, or emergency lamps or something like that, then what happens? Imagine in that absence of light during night time, teepai, divana, everything you knock. So, even kallundi kuda guddolla ayipotam, current leకపోతే. See, in the dark area, in the darkness, during night time, can you go into the forest? Can you walk in the forest? No, you cannot. Where you go, you don't know. Blindly you are going in the forest also during night time. So that's why the pale colored skin is developed and with low metabolic activity. These are the effects of light in the caves. Low metabolic activity is also reduced. So these 2 points important. Lack of pigmentation of the skin and low metabolic activity are the influence of light conditions in the cave dwellers. So this is the first one. And second one, effect of light on motile organisms. Motile organisms means organisms which move from one place to another place. On motile organisms, that is the heading. On motile forms or motile organisms. This is the second heading, effect of light. In these two responses are there, giving response to light. So these photoresponses, they are all two types of photoresponses are there. First one is phototaxis, in the direction of light or away from the light. This is directional. These two are directional. Another one is there, that is non-directional. This is directional. Phototaxis, some organisms move towards light. Move towards light. Examples, when the organisms move towards light, you must say it is positive phototaxis. Positive phototaxis. Example is, this is for 2 marks question. This is for 2 marks question. It is positive. Example, euglena. Euglena always move towards the light because for the synthesis of carbohydrates. Euglena is an autotrophic animal. Only autotrophic animal you have studied euglena. In the protista also we discuss about this. So it is positive phototaxis. Example, euglena moves towards the light. And some animals move away from the light. They move away from the light. Very interesting, very nice topics. If you pay attention, definitely it will be very nice. So move away from the light, against the direction of light. Example, nocturnal animals like earthworms. Earthworms live in burrows. Earthworm also nocturnal. And cockroach also, yesterday only we have completed cockroach, that is also nocturnal. So these two are, they move away from the light. So response to the direction of light, is called phototaxis. That is the first effect of light on the motile organisms. And second effect of light on the motile organisms is photokinesis. Photokinesis means non-directional. Photokinesis refers to, it is non-directional response to non-directional movement. Movement is not directional. Away or towards, it's not that. It is non-directional movement. It is called photokinesis. Example, Pinnothyrus maculatus, a larva, mussels crab. Pinnothyrus maculatus. There also, for the pigmentation of the skin also, we can give an example, for the pigmentation of skin. What is this? Here, what happens? So here the pigmentation of the skin, let us take this. Here, the cave dwellers, cave salamander example I have to give here. Proteus anguinus. Proteus anguinus is a cave salamander. It is a salamander or blind salamander. Cave salamander. For that is example. For phototaxis, two examples. For positive phototaxis euglena and move away from the light, called negative phototaxis. For negative phototaxis example, earthworms and cockroach. Because they move away from the light, hence it is called negative phototaxis. Okay. Now, the Pinnothyrus maculatus, common name, mussels crab. Mussels crab. Its larva, this is the common name, this is a crab crustacean. So when the intensity of light increases, the larva moves very fastly. If you focus light on that larva, you take a dish and collect the larva into the dish of water. So then you focus with torchlight, immediately it moves. And if you switch off the torchlight, it will stop. So thus, the effect of light on the speed of the effect of light on the speed of the movement, you must mention velocity of the movement, speed of the movement, is called photokinesis. So mussels crab larva, its larva shows this best example. That is about the photokinesis. And then non-motile organism, effect of light, phototropism. In the book it is given in the box, yellow box. Phototropism refers to examples, plants. Plants' body parts move towards light. Where suppose for example you observe the movement of sun from east to west when it passes. So you can observe the plant body parts, their branches and leaves. They bend always, they expose their surface towards the sun. So every plant body part moves towards the direction of the sun. So that's called orientation of body parts towards the light. Orientation means movement, direction, change of direction. Orientation means towards. Already this point where I have given, any one of you, Srujana, Satvika, Varshita, any one of you, Prabhu, any one of you, orientation where we have got this term. 5th unit, locomotion and reproduction. I told you about the singlets, doublets and rootlets. Rootlets connect the flagella with the nuclear membrane on one side and the plasma membrane on the other side, changing the orientation of the flagella. There we have given. Rootlets function is orientation of flagella. So, orientation of flagella means change of direction of the flagellar movements. So, there also I have given. So, this is plants' orientation of the body parts of plants is called trapezium body parts of plants towards light. Towards light. I must mention this. That is called phototrapezium. Best example, plants. And then effect of light. 1 minute, sorry. 1, 2. Again it is going back. Okay. 3. On vision and behavior. Next heading. Just now I told you, in the absence of light, we cannot see the objects. On vision and behavior also, the next effect of light. So on vision and behavior means, generally in the absence of light, our eyes cannot see any objects except nocturnal animals. Nocturnal animals have a beautiful accommodation power during night time, that is retina. And the retina adjustmental power is there, so that's why they can see the objects in the night time. So accordingly, there are two light conditions are there, diurnal and nocturnal. Some move only during daytime and take rest during night time. Means active during daytime. You say like that. Active during daytime. Inactive during night time. Examples, what are they? Birds, mammals, etc. Always they move, they prefer to move during daytime. Night time they take rest, go to their dens and shelters. Nocturnal animals, they are active during night time. Carnivores, etc. during night time. Even cockroach also, earthworms, cockroach, etc. You can give examples. So like that, on the effect of light on the vision and behavior leads to the two types of individuals, diurnal animals and nocturnal animals. And on metabolism, the next one is effect of light on metabolism. So in low metabolic activity. Already this one given in the pigmentation of skin, effect of light on pigmentation, at that time only I have given. Low light conditions always causes low metabolic activity. If the light increased light conditions are there, suppose, the metabolic activity also increases. So low light conditions, metabolic activity decreases. High light conditions, light increases, the metabolic activity also increases. That thus the light is affected, the metabolic activity, metabolic activity increases. Very simple. This is also 2 marks question. This is another 2 marks question. And then biorhythms. What is rhythm? A change repeated many times is called rhythm. So these biorhythms, best example, if any rhythm repeated in 24-hour cycle, rhythm repeated in 24 hours day cycle is called circadian rhythms. Circadian rhythms. This is also 2 marks question. Another 2 marks question. So many 2 marks questions are there in the light. Pigmentation of skin also 2 marks question. Rhythm in 24 hours day cycle is called circadian rhythms. What is rhythm? A change repeated many times is called rhythm. If that same rhythm occurs in the living organisms, they are called biorhythms. So this biorhythm, one of the biorhythms is circadian rhythms, because every 24 hours it is repeated. For example, you take the cocks. Cocks means kodipunju, like that we say in Telugu. They always produce croaking sounds during the early hours of the day. Kodi kusindani antaru mana pallello ekkuva. So in villages only this is practice. We can experience, but in urban areas యూ కెన్ ఈజీలీ స్వాలో ది నాటుకోడి అంటాం మనం. తినేస్తాం నాటుకోడి భలేగా ఉంటుందిరా అని. నాటుకోడి పులుసు పెట్టా తినేస్తాం, కానీ నాటుకోడి కూత తెలియదు. సో దట్ కెన్ బి, దట్ క్రై ఆఫ్ డొమెస్టిక్ ఫౌల్స్ only can be experienced in the villages but not in the urban areas. So that is every day in the early hours they start. That is called best example. And we get timely meal and timely sleep. So at the 1 o'clock lunch time our appetite will be, that is also, yes, our biological clock is telling that you have to eat at this time, you have to sleep at this time. These are all biorhythms. So and annually if they occur, annually if these rhythms occur, annually rhythms are called circannual rhythms. Circannual rhythms. Circannual rhythms. So these are controlled by biological clocks present in the brain. Controlled by biological clocks. Biological clocks present in the brain. So our biological clocks always alert us. You take meal now, you take sleep now. We wake up in the early hours of the day. All these sleeping times, waking hours, sleeping hours, everything, meal hours, that is given by our biological clocks. We should follow. So these are controlled by, so biological clocks set and reset by light. Set and reset by light. It is based on biological clocks working based on set and reset by light. This is about the biorhythms. 2 marks question. Important 2 marks question. Don't ignore and carefully remember. What is that? It is coming. 5th one, 6th one. This fellow. Okay. Then 6th one is photoperiodism. Next one. Photoperiodism means length of the day. Duration of light during daytime. You can also say like that. So many definitions are there. Duration of availability of light is called photoperiod. Photoperiod. So the activities undergone during that photoperiod is called photoperiodism by both plants and animals. Duration of light or length of the day. We can also say length of the day. Either of these two is correct definitions of the photoperiods. This is photoperiod definition. Photoperiodism means the phenomena exhibited during light hours is called photoperiodism. Light hours means the hours in which the light is available. Period in which the light is available. That is called photoperiod. For example, plants require, first example, plants, they require light for what? For flowering, growth, reproduction, etc. For all these light is required, even for photosynthesis also. Even for, should not say even for, it is must. And flowering, growth and reproduction, photosynthesis, for all these activities light is required. Okay. So regarding plants. Regarding animals, for example, you take animals, bird migration, bird reproduction, very very important example. Migration of birds also depends on light availability. For winter season, shortening of daylight. Summer season, lengthening of daylight. So accordingly they change their activities. So that's why bird migration and reproduction also, it shows its effects on birds. Bird migration and reproduction. Regarding best examples from animals is this one. What is critical photoperiod? That is also one question that is given for 2 marks. Critical photo period means, let us define. Critical photo period means the specific daylight. You should mention like that. Specific daylight. This is very careful definition. Specific daylight that causes seasonal changes. Seasonal changes. In some season, light is very less available. That causes seasonal changes is called critical photo period. You need not is called critical, you need not, because heading itself is there. A specific daylight that causes seasonal changes is also called the critical photo period. For example, bird migration. Siberian crane. Next page it is given. You see this. Siberian crane. Best example. It moves from North Pole to, migrates from North Pole to South Pole. Migrates from north to south. Because of availability of light, it depends on. Because in the northern parts, even our India also, northern parts, very cool atmosphere. Himachal Pradesh, Simla, Kuli Manali, Delhi. In winter, snowfall, fog. We never see that much snowfall here in our south area. Yes, we can experience that. Our India itself is the best example. But the Siberian crane moving from north to south pole during winter, better you mention this, during winter, we can give accommodation to these Siberian cranes in Rajasthan, Bharatpur Bird Sanctuary. That is a host for these migratory birds. Bharatpur Bird Sanctuary. Or Kelidiogana National Park. It is also called Kelidiogana National Park. So this is photoperiodism. So still more left are bioluminescence and ultraviolet rays tomorrow. Actually I thought of completing today, but before that habitat, niche, environmental factors, all these things we have discussed. That's why these two topics are remaining left. So anyhow, tomorrow we can meet. You can stop share.